Hi, I'm Andy Bakanowski, Project Manager of the Division of Resource Management of the Department of Correction. I work for the engineering and architecture group of the department, and behind me is one of our new photovoltaic systems we finished up in June of this year. We started construction back in February of this year, and several months of construction dealing with some of the cold weather. We went online officially June 17th. The system is one of the largest ground-mounted systems in the state. It provides 106 kilowatts of DC power to the wastewater treatment plant. That's where we're actually standing. The system does work in cloudy days, as we see today. It's not perfectly sunny, but we have been producing power ever since then. The system behind me is one of 5 that we hope to have online by the end of this year. We did install another similar system in Concord, Massachusetts, at the wastewater treatment plant we maintain up there, and that system has been running since the end of June as well. The other locations will be putting systems in are Cedar Junction, down at Bridgewater, their wastewater treatment plant, and at South Middlesex Correctional Center in Framingham. So the total capacity of the systems when we're done will be about half a megawatt power, which will basically make the DOC a leader in solar energy from the perspective of simply total capacity as well as the output. Other state agencies are working on similar projects as well, but the DOC was pretty aggressive in procuring funding for these projects. A little bit of background on the projects for funding. Most of the funding came from what's called the CREBS funding, or Clean Renewable Energy Bonds. We procured those about 3 years ago. It's basically a zero-interest bond from the IRS. This particular funding does have a payback, but at the same time, what we did through financial analysis of the total offset costs for these systems, the bond payment is actually going to be less than the money we save annually, so we would actually see a net savings over the course of the year. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the Division of Energy Resources did kick in some money for these projects as well, and so we've got 2 out of 5 completed, and by the end of summer we'll have the other 3 running. This bond payment does go through 2017, and we hope that given the price of electricity, as it will probably rise that time, we actually have insurance here to provide some buffering against the spikes of electrical impacts that will cause that could cause your electric bill to jump, whereas we're a little bit buffered because we do have this capacity to generate power. The panels behind me were placed here because the filter beds, which are part of the process for the wastewater treatment plant, were made obsolete through the installation of some other hardware several years ago. The property required some maintenance, and this became a logical place to put these panels because we didn't have a use for it anymore. Through some, I call it creative thinking, and the ability to move material around the other DOC construction sites, we basically were able to fill these beds in at a minimal cost. The panels behind me are made by Schott Corporation, formerly of Billerica, Massachusetts. They are a silicon-based amorphous cell. If you're familiar with that, basically it's not like a single cell. It's actually a series of cells put together. Each panel is creates 290 watts of DC power, and combined with each string of each panel has 8 complete panels, creates a little over 438 volts combined power for the entire system. This particular system we do expect to run for about 25 to 35 years without any power decay.